Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for September 27, 2019. Today we're going to take a look at the EURUSD, the euro versus the US dollar for today's trade analysis. Now typically in these videos I start out on the daily time frame, give us a long-term viewpoint of the currency pair before dwindling down to the 4-hour time frame. But here I want to start on the 4-hour and take a look at something that we look at pretty much every day in the live trade room, and that's the consistent mirror image almost of the euro dollar on the left hand chart and the US dollar index on the right hand chart. And you can see the same similar time frame that we're looking at with the black trend line. We have these black trend lines that represent what the trend, momentum, sentiment has been doing for both the euro dollar and the US dollar index on the right. And so you can see the consistent direction as the US dollar has been rising, breaking and making new highs. The euro dollar has been falling, breaking and making new lows. What I find very interesting today, and I'll put a couple of circles where I'm mostly looking, is that the euro dollar over here on the left is under resistance where the black circle is, the blue shaded area 1.093560, and on the right the US dollar index is holding above support, which is the 98.70.60 level, the blue shaded area. Blue is just coincidence in the color that I put on the chart, but it is interesting. Breaking under the blue zone over here, above the blue zone over here, we are in the direction of the trend. If you just go back a little ways, you can see this area here where the market broke on the right hand side above the orange zone and continued that pressure higher. It was at the top of the blue zone here on the euro, but similar area where we're looking at resistance and the continuation lower. And that's really, I think, the most consistent thing that we can see, and how we can use the euro dollar and the US dollar index to confirm a better chance of a profitable outcome. And isn't that what we're all looking for? The most likely chance of a profitable outcome. So in this case, it makes sense that if the dollar finds support at the blue zone 98.70 and goes up, like it did at the orange zone, that the euro dollar will find resistance at the blue zone and go down. And we can also make sense of the risk as well. So here on the right hand side, we're hoping for it to stay above the blue zone and go up. And if it breaks under the blue zone, that's the risk in the scenario. Same thing over here on the left, where right now our expectation would be that it stays under the black trend line, the blue zone, and goes down. And the risk is that it turns around and goes back up. Now there's obviously multiple things that could cause that to happen. The catalyst for or causality for whatever happens here, there's lots of things that can happen. Positive momentum for the US dollar, negative momentum for the US dollar, US news, could be some sort of info about trade talks, something that's not scheduled on the news calendar. There's a lot of catalysts that can cause this market movement. All those things we as traders have zero control over. We have no control over what causes the market to go up or causes the market to go down. But what we can have control over is where we get in with the most high expectation of a profitable outcome and with the lowest degree of risk for our trade. So I think if you look at this in this situation, you know that if the dollar for whatever reason goes up, then we have this expectation that the euro dollar would go down, and we would want to be more likely selling the euro dollar in that scenario. And really the only reason to buy euro dollar is that the US dollar gets back underneath that blue zone and goes lower. Or the euro dollar breaks above the blue zone black trend line and goes higher. So at this instant, before we get any significant news or information out of the market again today, it makes more sense to be short on the euro dollar than it does long under the blue zone 1.093560 for the euro dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.